Yeah, just a short introductory discussion, I think, around these new proposed regional science and innovation audits. Now, many universities have spotted this proposal, both within the budget and within the new productivity plan, but some others may not perhaps be just up to speed, just to flag up some issues for something that's likely to rise up the agenda over the course of the next few weeks and 2 or 3 months. The budget and the productivity plan included a proposal to invite universities, business, LEPs and cities to work together with government on new regional science innovation audits. The next question, of course, is, well, what does that mean? Well, we don't really know in detail, and the government, I think, have indicated more details will come out in the spending review, which I think was announced yesterday will be November the 25th. Well, clearly universities will be interested in the process, and many have already been in touch with yourselves at University UK and indeed ourselves at the Higher Education Funding Council. But some sort of things to think about are, well, the government haven't yet actually set out what's the purpose. What's the purpose of these audits? What are they trying to achieve? And hopefully that process of, by inviting the sector to work with government, where the purpose can be perhaps discussed in collaboration, and to think about, well, what's in scope and what's not in scope. And I think the most intriguing thing at this stage is the re-emergence of the word regional. And of course, we know under the last parliamentary term there was perhaps a reluctance to use that term, and I think it's of particular importance. And I think for those universities who very much see the importance of working with their local stakeholders and their local businesses within the LEP area, but also see the importance and relevance of working with businesses perhaps over a wider geography, may want to think about, well, okay, is this an opportunity perhaps to look at multi-level approaches to innovation, not just within the local LEP area. I think there's more water to flow under that bridge. But what can universities do at this stage before we know too much about these audits? One is to recognise that the government have published now what they term a report on the local and comparative advantages of innovation. It was published alongside a ministerial speech last week. I would certainly commend that report and ask universities to read that. It's quite long, contains a wealth of data and information. Some of it's very of genuine quality. Was actually produced by a university on behalf of government. Some of the data perhaps may be challenged in some places, but at least universities should be looking at to say, well, what does it mean for our institution, for our sector, and for our part of England? And I think the other thing universities can think at this early stage as well, how can they perhaps take a collaborative approach to other universities, at least in their LEP area, about what they would want to see and how they'd want to contribute to these regional science audits, both within a LEP area and perhaps across wider LEP areas, as also referenced in the budget and productivity plan, around wider collaborative groupings in different parts of England. So, time to do some work, some preparation work, I think, and some homework in advance of the more formal process, perhaps later on in the autumn. But certainly a useful opportunity for the sector to influence the design of both local approaches to innovation, but how that fits with national approaches and how the two meld together.